Alright, I've been trying to make this video. It's like I was trying to make that last video. I just went off and off and on a lot of different subjects, politics, racism, that kind of thing. And I don't want to get anybody up in arms. And if there's any, black guys that I offended by saying how I understand your plight. Granted, of course I don't understand your plight because you have to go through life being black and like Imus. I don't want to be worried about what I'm going to say, but what I'm saying is I understand the idea of being judged by who you are. And obviously I can't understand because of my skin color. I don't have the same problems as you do. People, you might go for a job and you might be dealing with somebody that's a closet racist and he won't give you that job because you're a black man. Granted, I will never have that problem. But you know what? That's wrong. And I'm just saying I can understand where you're coming from. And I can understand the anger. I can understand that it was only 40 or 50 years ago where black people couldn't do anything in this country. We come from a country, a bunch of gun-touting lunatics. We ran around strapped, always. You didn't like what somebody said to you, let's go outside and fight it out. And it wasn't a fist fight, it was whoever could draw your gun quicker, you were gonna live or die. Think about where we've come from. A bunch of lunatics fled persecution over in Europe, came here, and started just an insane asylum, basically, running around with weapons. And still to this day, everybody wants to own weapons. Yeah, it's a good idea. You know what? If everybody owned a gun, we'd probably, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of everybody owning guns. I think you should have a gun in your own house. Shotgun, of course. Because you don't want to start walking around, you don't want to start shooting handguns in your house because the bullets will go all over the place, go through walls, you don't know what you're shooting. You probably don't know how to shoot a gun anyway if you have a handgun. Little panicky white guy like I am in my house. But what you got to do is have a shotgun. So at least if you miss, you get a good spray at your victim or at your intruder or whatever it is. Again, see, I go on different subjects. First of all, if you're new to the program, this whole thing got started. My website was originally called Suck My NASDAQ because I'm pretty fucking angry about what's happened to my... And again, it had nothing to do with the NASDAQ. You know, I got basically threatened. Do you know that, right? The name of the show used to be called Suck My NASDAQ. Suck it. Alright? They called me, threatened to sue me for copyright infringement and defamation of character and all that other bullshit, saying I was confusing the public between NASDAQ and Suck My NASDAQ. That's brilliant stuff, first of all. Yeah, I'm confusing the public. Was anybody confused? But the point is, I'm very angry. Because when I started day trading before anyone knew what day trading was. We weren't even allowed to touch the keyboard at one point. You had to scream your order to an inputter who had a license, and they would put the order in for you. I come from the old school, SelectNet, back in the day, where if a stock went up, we never saw stocks go. I mean, it was like when Netscape first got started. We never saw anything like that. Stock going up 20 points in one day without a cancer breakthrough is unbelievable. And then obviously everybody started making money. I was training people. It became just too easy. Every day was the same exact day. The market would gap up, would sell off for 15 minutes, and then would go up for 8 straight hours. You just pressed a few buttons and made some money. But I made most of my money shorting the market because being a conservative rationalist, I knew this couldn't last, and I was shorting these $400 stocks, and granted I only held them down, I didn't make enough money on the way down as I should have, and that's the story of where I come from. The idea, now right now everyone's having a real difficult time making money. You must be, because this isn't fucking possible, okay? You can't hold a short because you don't want to get caught shorts. If you're brave enough to hold a short, you're doing well, but I can't imagine that everybody's out there just holding shorts and having a great old time. I don't think so. You can't hold on, you can't hold on to longs because every day would go down, and you don't want to, lose all your money. Blah blah blah. Well, anyway, Apple's coming back, and the market's starting to go up a little bit right now. You don't want to own Apple because everyone's afraid that Steve Jobs is dying. There's always a reason not to own stocks right now. So the thing is, nobody wants to be long, nobody wants to be short, so no one's going to be doing anything. That's my biggest fear. The market just sits here, opens up, and just does nothing like the 70s. We'll just have to grow freaking beards, wear bell bottoms, and just smoke weed and get into cocaine. Eventually. The end of the 70s. But, again, what I do is, if you're new to the program, I'm a day trader now. I refuse to hold on to stocks, and I won't. I won't, no matter how tempted I am. And 1998, when I started, it was like 3 of us in the office. We go to 50 guys. And just in a nutshell, I set up an instant message. Everybody was on instant messages. We actually had headsets. Because every trade that I ever did, up or down, long or short, every time I got out of the trade, it would continuously go in the direction I just got out. So if you're confused, if you don't know how to make money in this market, you come to my chat room. Now, just as early as this morning, I was buying some stocks. I got in late, so I wasn't feeling well, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, look at these stocks. They're getting hammered. PCX and IPI and the DRYS, these are stocks I've been following for years now. And coming down like this, they were down just a little bit too much, I think, that many days in a row. So I'm just looking for a short squeeze. And that's what I'm good at. So I bought the PCX. Let's see where I had that stock. The low of the day was 33.50. So I was in at 33.80, bought some more at 33.90. I was 30 cents off the low, thinking if it breaks 33.5, I'll get out. Knowing how much that stock has destroyed me over the last few weeks, I just put an offer out, up 20 cents. If I can make 200 bucks, boom, I'm out. That's what I did. So I sold it at 30. No, I sold some at 30. Yeah, some at 34.10, and then some at 34.33. Collectively, I think I made $200, something like that. And that's when I told people to get in. Right now, the stock's trading at 36. You don't need to know anything about the stock market. You just come into my chat room. I'll tell you what I sold out of, and you press a button, you make money. That's how it is. Then I got the IPI. I was like, all right, if we're gonna bounce on maybe we're gonna bounce on the coal, maybe the ags are gonna start coming back. So the IPI. Where was I at the IPI? 32.60 was the low today. Where was I at? 32.85. Bought some more at 33. Offered it out at 33.33 because I thought 33.33 was a fun price. Maybe I'll sell it at 33.33 because I'm a giddy motherfucker. I'll sell it at 33.33. Why? I didn't look at the chart. I said, oh, look at the price. Let me just sell it there. Put the offer out. Bang, I'm done. The stock's at 34.48. Another one that you could have bought after I sold out of it and made a point. Now, once again, proving that you don't even have to know what you're doing. Just follow along. Just get the fuck into these stocks after I sell out of them. It's that easy. It's that easy. I'm just sick. People want to know how I pick my stocks. There's a certain few criteria that I've been doing for 15 years on how to pick stocks intraday on their lows. Because basically, if you're buying a stock at the low of the day and it breaks the low of the day, you sell it. And then you reevaluate what's happening. Basically, so I'm looking at 20 cent, 30 cent, stops where the potential is if the stock reverses and you've caught the bottom, you should make a point or, who knows? The PCX is up 3. The freaking IPI is up 2.5. It's just unbelievable. So, that's that. That's that. You could just sick. Just sick. I don't know. I'm sick. I could just sit here and stare. Barking it out, it's not even working today. I tried a new bark. I tried the little freaking faggot dog. The faggot dog that you want to punt when you say, ah, 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 ah. You just want to punt it. And if you ever see a guy walking around with a dog like that, you just want to smack the guy. Like, what are you doing? Don't walk your girlfriend's dog in public. Take it out. You might as well just hold a dog like that over the toilet. Just let it crap there. You don't want to be embarrassed walking around with that little puffer. Give you a fucking real barking dog. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Fucking German Shepherd. Fucking Rottweiler. Man. So this day is just another typical day of trading. Typical day. The thing is, what's crazy is, if you don't believe I have magic powers, there's one guy who's in the chat room, and he was asking me about that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and I told him specifically, you don't want to hold those stocks over this weekend, because you never know. Because this might be the weekend where they get taken under. And it happened. It happened. How am I supposed to feel about that? I mean, I don't even care. I wasn't playing them at all, but I predicted that happening, and it happened. That's unbelievable. And the things that have happened to me, that's why I'm never going to stop. There's points of the time where I don't want to do these videos anymore, blah, blah, blah. How are you making money? I'm getting pressure from my mom. I'm getting pressure from my wife. How are you making money? I'm not making dick doing this. You can't make money on the internet. You can't. The advertisers are afraid of me because I curse too much, but I don't give a shit. All right? Because eventually it's going to happen. Somehow. Spread the link. Spread the love. Help me. Help me! Make me something. If I can make 20 grand on this website a year, I'll be happy. So I can just shut my mom up. Get a real job. Get a real job. Remember how long I've been here to get a real job? I showed her how much money I made in 1999. She's like, get a real job. Get a real job.